my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we're pretty excited to talk about this topic. It's been doing the rounds all over, and we've been watching our celebs go from like, hey, I know, super, and just like, okay, so but you don't want to ask about the weight, you don't want to ask about that, it's very rude. I hope that you're not asking people about their weight loss journey. Hey, hello, it's very rude unless they volunteer the information, but I think it's important to chat about this. You know, losing weight can be so expensive, all right? It takes a lot of self-control to do it. It takes
consistency.
Lots of consistency. But even then, people struggle to shed those extra kilos. There are a myriad of different factors, but some believe they have found the silver bullet for weight loss. And that is in drugs like Ozempic, which we're going to chat about, which is crazy. I mean, media mogul Oprah Winfrey is one of the latest celebrities to reveal using weight loss drugs. But how safe are they? She's even got a big expose, you know, coming soon. And that's why we are joined by the experts. Now, we've got Dr. Manoj Mangwandin is here, general practitioner with a special interest in medical aesthetics and weight management, alongside entrepreneur and model Jeanette Seister for this discussion. I have to say her name properly because it's just important for decorum.
It is completely welcome to both of you. I know it's very early to be having a spicy conversation like this one. But we like it. We like it. Doc Juju seems a little bit more excited about having this conversation than you this morning.
I could see that.
I would imagine this is a tricky question for you because there is so much going on in the world around these particular words. When I mention Ozempic, does this make you nervous? Does this make you excited? Why is there so much energy around this kind of weight loss drug at the moment?
Thanks. Good morning, and thanks for having me on the show and allowing me the opportunity to share my thoughts with you. So this particular topic is Flavor of the Month, as we all know. It is something that actually excites me in a positive way.
Right.
But I think what you've got to understand is, given the field that I practice in, this is a major component of what I do. And my approach to this particular class of drugs, and when we're talking Ozempic, remember it's just one of a medication in a group of drugs we call the GLP-1 analogs or antagonists. And these are basically hormones that mimic certain hormones in the body that we know have got significant and dramatic effects with regards to weight loss. It's quite rapid, it's very effective, but I have to qualify it. This has got to be used appropriately for what it's intended and under medical supervision. So when it excites me, I say that because it's of the way that I approach it, the way I use it, and the way I prescribe it to my patients. Unfortunately, there is a huge gray market out there, and it's increasing on a daily basis, where this specific drug, it may not be the actual drug, but certainly the class of drugs, is really being distributed willy-nilly across the world and inappropriately. And this is, I think, where a lot of the bad press is coming from, unfortunately.
And I've heard to the point that medical practitioners can't get a hold of it because there just is no stock.
No, we're available.
So remember, this drug was originally formulated to control diabetes. It's an absolutely dramatic and very effective anti-diabetic drug. It works very well, but we've found over the years it has a side effect of weight loss. It's now being registered in the US as a weight loss drug, and it's absolutely blown up across the world, especially after celebrities have made their dramatic weight loss experiences public.
In varying degrees of publicity.
In varying, yes, exactly.
Some of them are very open, some of them are like, this has been hours in the gym, darling.
Yes.
It's only
Last 2 months, it just happened for me.
Yes, it's just carrots and cardio. But the reality is that there's a reason why it's a game changer. Now, before we get on to somebody who has used Ozempic, we need to talk about why it's such a game changer. Why is this a very, very massive thing? Because I know that the diabetes market's saying, like, oh my word, this is medication that's now being used for something that's not for us diabetics. What's going on? But why is it a game changer? Like, in the body, what is that interaction that is causing such a dramatic change?
All right, I think what we need to understand is one of the biggest challenges in the world at the moment is obesity and being overweight.
Yes.
And the concomitant associated diseases, morbidity and mortality that goes with it. So in controlling diabetes, you are actually indirectly controlling being overweight, obese, and obese. And in controlling obesity, you also, you know, in retrospect, controlling the other conditions. So it's really a game changer because this particular drug is so effective in doing what it's meant to do. And this is controlling diabetes. Another effect is its ability to suppress appetite, suppress cravings, suppress your cravings for certain foods. It does it very effectively, and the weight loss can be dramatic and quite rapid. So you know, if in controlling obesity, controlling being overweight, we are now effectively controlling all the other associated conditions
Those
with it,
comorbidities, yeah.
there is a positive spin-off, obviously.
Okay.
So whilst it is predominantly an anti-diabetic drug, there is a new registration in the US where it is registered as a weight reduction drug. And it's absolutely a game changer in that regards if used properly
managed
and
properly.
part of a comprehensive weight management program. Remember, if you're using it as a weight loss adjunct, it's difficult to sustain this. The costs, we don't know the long-term side effects, etc.
What happens afterwards?
So you
Yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
So once you stop it, you've got to have something to sustain that weight loss.
This speaks to me about being great for a baseline shift, to change that baseline that we're working off, but then you've still got to manage it. You've been nodding your head very enthusiastically throughout this. Clearly it's worked for you. What made you take that leap? What was it about this that kind of
So
opened that
let
door?
me just make you understand this. That my weight loss journey started actually in COVID.
Yeah.
Because listen, I was a plus size model. I got paid to be overweight. Do you understand? That was the easy
That was
thing
the
for me.
mode, yeah.
Yeah. So then COVID happened, and the only thing that we could do is to move, to go outside. You were so excited to go to the mountain.
Yeah.
My family is very active and all of that. So I started moving. So it's been over the 3-4 years. I've lost 57 Ks in total. But I've only lost about 7 Ks, like when I did Ozempic. I did 1 injection of Ozempic. It was easy for me to get. I traveled to Europe quite a lot for work.
Okay.
And it was easy for me to get it there. I started using it. I got terribly sick. We spoke about it. I had no appetite. I was nauseous. I wanted to sleep. But because when we spoke about it, I probably didn't do it the right way. I didn't do it the medically way. I used 1 injection. I love food. Do you know that you have no appetite whatsoever? Probably I was on the wrong dosage
No.
or something like that. It's terrible. It's terrible. Like, I had a good relationship with food. I am on the Rish-Tush metabolic spray and glucose support. I've been with her for 6 years. The eating plan. There's easier ways, there's healthier ways of doing it. So for me, moving, and like you said, it was rapid. Like, I used 1 injection. You could immediately see the Ozempic face. It's called Ozempic face, Ozempic bum, hair loss. I mean, all of these things. I mean, I'm in the
It's good that you
fertility.
put this out there, because even as you're speaking, I mean, the way that humans are wired, the more negatively you talk about this, the more that little part of my brain is going, this stuff works,
but
this stuff really
it
works.
really
And that's
works.
an
But listen,
unfortunate
it's going to
reality.
work. And the thing is, like, I'm just wondering, why are we talking about what people are doing to lose weight? What has it got to do with us, what they do to make them feel better? Listen, like, there are people that I know of that's been struggling for years that went on Ozempic. For the first time, game changer, it works for them because they're following. And like there's nothing like a quick fix. It's a lifestyle change. And for me, what works for me is rewarding my body. Like, I love eating healthy. That's a better reward for me than that was. But like I said, if you do it the right way, 100%. And it's just drastic. Like, yeah, it really happens quick. But for me...
At what cost?
At what cost? Exactly. And like I said, I'm in the fertility agency field as well. And we've seen some of the egg donors where drastically the egg count, so what is the end price that you're paying? The body will eventually show you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to...
And how do you readjust?
How do you readjust?
And it's individual specific, depending on
that's
how
it. You can't go on what James did or what Savannah did or
what Oprah did.
Did. But yeah, do what works for you.
Exactly.
We were saying, like, health is wealth. Whatever makes you feel healthy, do that.
We need to continue this conversation, unpack about Ozempic and its the ins and outs. I think it's so important. There are more things to discuss, so Jeanette will not go anywhere, nor will our good doctors.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thanks for staying right there. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show on S3, and we are continuing our conversation, our discussion, our debate, our ins and outs. We are venturing through. This is exciting because, you know, there are a lot of weight loss drugs on the market, but there are also a lot of concerns, long-term effects. Is there enough research to try something like the latest trend, Ozempic? And this is why we have the good doctor and Jeanette still on the couch, just chatting a bit more about these things and the facets thereof. So, the good doctor. That's what I'm going to call you for now, because you have been very good. Thank you, Manoj. Now, weight loss drugs in general, I just want to know if they are indeed safe? Let's talk about that for a second, because I think, you know, everybody wants a silver bullet. You want to take something and then you want to see the waist shift.
Almost
and
immediately.
That's it. I feel like actually it's a symptom of the instant gratification of the way we consume everything this day and age. But be that as it may, are they safe?
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Carl, really. If you're looking for instant gratification, a quick fix, and if these drugs are used inappropriately, there are side effects, significant side effects, and you know, something that could have negative effects on yourself going forward. However, let me qualify this. When we're talking about weight loss drugs, I'm going to specifically refer to this new class of weight loss drugs. This class of drugs has been around since 2017, so it's probably the last 6 to 8 years. There was one before that. So the actual field trials, the clinical experience is very limited. It's actually very difficult to say at this stage that these drugs are 100% safe. There are now reports of significant side effects being reported outside of what we would call the minor side effects, your nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, gastric pains, flatulence, etc.
Sure.
We now have reports of severe pancreatitis, liver conditions, the so-called Ozempic face, where you get severe deficiencies that are a result of using this drug inappropriately.
Okay.
So whether there are side effects or not, and whether it's safe long term or not, I think only time is going to say. And remember, if you are on one of these drugs, you are part of this trial.
Yeah, and that's the scary part, because when someone says I'm part of a trial, immediately I think I am a guinea pig. And that is what's worrying me. I want to jump to you, Jeanette, for a second, because you have so many facets about you as a person, which is lovely. You've got so many things to attend to. So do you think you trying something like a weight loss drug like Ozempic was perhaps just, I'm going to say, a symptom of the fact that you're very, very busy? Not everybody has 4 hours to spend, Jim.
Yes,
and like, because you're a mom and you're an entrepreneur.
I can give you 500 reasons why I should use it,
But
and
that's
why
the
I
thing.
don't have the time.
So let's talk about the learning here. For you to go to that as a, I'm going to say, it's almost like an understandable measure because of life and the socioeconomics of South Africa. But at the same time, you have to have a learning from this journey. And what has that been?
Okay, so yeah, like I said, I've got a million reasons for me to use it.
Yes.
And like I said, like I really started feeling sick, and I couldn't be me. I couldn't spend time with my family, things like that. So that was a higher price for me to pay. Where like yesterday morning, I spent 30 minutes. I went up and down the mountain.
Beautiful.
And that endorphins and that really works better for me. But yes, I can understand that this can work for other people. But it's just like Doctor said, there's not enough research done. There's not. I mean, I've read of a woman who's been throwing up like non-stop. She hasn't stopped throwing up since even leaving the injection. So imagine having a busy life and using that as okay, that's going to help me now because I only have 30 minutes. But you spend your whole day being in bed. You literally can't take yourself out of it. So what is the price that you're really paying by? Yes, some people don't have the time to move. But I mean, like if you can't have a dance party in the morning. In your house, put on the music, like
Use
just
the stairs at work.
Use the stairs at work. That 10 minutes that you're spending scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, do little sit-ups.
Walk around your desk.
Walk around your desk. There's so many. I mean, and for those who live in Cape Town, we have access to the mountain, to the ocean.
Yeah.
You can go to the promenade. So, yeah, I do understand that there's people that's so busy that they need maybe a little bit help from Ozempic. But, like, yeah, health is wealth at the end of the day. And healthy is the new skinny, I say.
I love this. And also, let's talk about that for a second. And there's a lovely quote that I heard. I'm going to probably mess up the whole thing. But it actually says that if you're saying, I don't have time for something, what you are actually saying is that I'm not prioritizing that something.
Exactly.
And I think that's where we need to look in. But let's take a deeper look, Doc. We've heard about all of these side effects and symptoms. And, you know, in your experience, looking at the interactions of this chemical introduction into the body and versus what it's doing, long-term effects can't be noted now. We don't have enough research. But all we can do is anticipate.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask as a professional, what types of things are we going to be anticipating as long-term effects of these weight loss drugs?
Right. I think one of the most significant long-term effects that is already evident is when used inappropriately and not with a balanced diet. This drug actually leads to starvation in one form or the other. You literally starve yourself to lose the weight. So if you don't have a concomitant balanced diet to supplement your vitamins, your proteins, your trace elements, or your healthy fatty acids, you are going to suffer. This is where you're getting the Ozempic faces, the hair loss, the wasting of muscles.
Yes.
You're getting arthritis setting in. So there's definitely that aspect. This is why I stressed initially, it's got to be medically monitored and regulated.
Yeah.
Number two, there are now reports coming through of other serious conditions which affects other systems of the body which were not anticipated. So this, like I said, time will reveal, and it's absolutely essential for a doctor to monitor this entire process, because then this side effect or complication is timeously picked up, addressed and reported to the manufacturers of these products, and there's quite a few, so that it can be better researched and formulated going forward, which then makes this drug safer with time.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing the honesty. Jeanette, I heard there's a lot of honesty from you. You've been down this road, and I'm thanking you for that. You didn't sugarcoat today, and I think people need to understand that you've been through this, and I think that you've educated so many. Doctors, same with you, and I appreciate us having this conversation. Also, our conversation is by no means an indictment in the event that you are using a weight loss drug. I think all it is, it's about safety. And if you are looking at a medical professional that is monitoring your taking of this drug, and you're not getting it from a friend who has a connection that could be very, very unsafe to you. So this conversation is more about safety when you are trying these things. I know you have a busy life, but as Jeanette said, healthy is definitely the new skinny, so maybe consider that and add some time to add wellness into your life over anything else. Thanks a lot to our guests. And remember, talking about wellness and looking good, feeling good, this is what G is looking like.